In a corner of the dark multiverse, on Earth 32, a young Bruce Wayne witnesses the murder of his parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne. But instead of being filled with sorrow and regret, he voids himself of all emotion, including fear, making him a prime candidate for the Green Lantern Corps. Unfortunately, this lantern goes rogue and on a murderous rampage, becoming the DawnBreaker.
What's going on, everybody? GemMint here, back with another statue unboxing and review, adding to the Prime 1 Studio Dark Nights Metal line with their 1/3 scale DawnBreaker. You heard me right, it's a version of Bruce Wayne from a dark universe where he gets the power ring, but he's corrupted because of the death of his parents, becoming evil. So many awesome concepts from this storyline, and happy to see Prime 1 adapting them into statues. Can't wait to get into this huge box. There's only one, but it's like the size of a refrigerator. Awesome artwork on the art box as well, but enough of all that, let's jump into the unboxing. All right, y'all, so we have one box, but it's a very tall box. There are some promotional materials in there, including this Batman Bat Cave, some Cutie Ones. It also does come with a Cutie One calendar. We'll give this one to my daughter. And of course, we have the package contents along with the assembly on the back here, and we're gonna do a video assembly here as well, but definitely gonna be following this as a lead. Taking off the top layer here, we can see we have a ton of pieces, so we'll remove the tissue paper. We see the body, we see some portraits, we see a little warning, which is basically saying pieces are fragile, including these little guys. No, I'm just joking. They kind of bend actually a little bit. These are tubes that will go from his back to the side of his head, along with these pieces as well. One of them will go directly on his back, and then these shiny green pieces will connect the back to the side of the head, like I mentioned earlier. Then we have the Green Lantern Corps emblem, which will go on his chest, almost like 3D the way it'll pop out. And we have a construct here, a decrepit zombie-like hand that this version of Bruce Wayne has created. I love the translucency that it has, and we'll see a lot more of that with this piece, including another larger fist. This is more of a monster hand construct that he's conjuring up using the power of the Green Lantern ring. And it's a huge piece. I mean, looking at my hand, it's almost the same size, maybe a half scale. Translucency in some parts. And then we have his regular hands. I like the different shades of green. You have the shiny metallic green on the gauntlets. Then you have that matte fabric look around his hands. You have the power ring on his right hand. Wrinkles that are sculpted into the fabric there with some dark shading as well. Then onto the body. This thing is huge. It has fragile parts around the midsection, but I love the costume design, that metallic green armor, the black bat emblem, all of those tactical type of textures used on the black part of the costume. And it's a super long piece, man. The body stretches so tall, and you'll see that once we get this guy in frame. Here's a look at the back. Then we have the portrait. So this is the exclusive portrait with the regular humanoid face. It's got Batman and Green Lantern elements to it. It's got those notches on his ear where those tubes will plug into. And then you have the collector's edition, which is this zombified look. This is him fully taken over by the dark multiverse, and I'm really digging that snarl that they gave him on his lip. He's almost got that Elvis lip. On to the second and final layer. You can see it has the base, and voila, a ton of translucent resin pieces. I love them all. Let's start taking a look at what we got here. So we have a huge tentacle. You can see that translucency to it with my hand behind it. Then you can see the suction cups underneath. Nothing more creepy than evil tentacles. There's a joke there somewhere, but this is a huge piece. You can see that big key with the magnet. And then we have some smaller tentacle pieces, so same great sculpted in details, but that same translucent green, which is awesome. We have some more green translucent resin with the inner jaws of this big monster head that we'll show you in just a moment, but kind of gives you like alligator jaw vibes, sharp pointy teeth. And I love this little bat goblin type of creature that he's conjuring up here. It looks awesome, more translucency, spiky teeth, awesome sculpt. And I just love the excuse that they used for all this translucent resin. And here is that big mouth that will house those two smaller mouths. So some type of monster creation, again, from dark to that light green with the translucency there. You can see where those pieces will key in, like I mentioned. And then we have the base, which is huge and it's heavy. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on the table so I don't have to hold it under the camera. All right, man, really pops with the green lights in the back. You can see the Green Lantern battery in the front, but it's being engulfed, overwhelmed by literal darkness. So a nice hint to the Dark Multiverse. You're gonna want to get a good look at it now, because once we start putting the tentacles and the monsters, it's gonna become a little unrecognizable. But you can see already built-in tentacles with those suction cups there. Beautiful looking sub bass. Awesome looking bass here, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get the Bruce Wayne of Earth 32 keyed in. He's got a long peg and rod. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this big creature here to his left, and we'll put those inner mouths in here. So the bottom jaw, and then we'll put the top one in right here. Creepy looking thing. All right, we'll continue to add to the base. Here is that decrepit zombie hand. Here's the super large tentacle. Let's go over on this side, and we'll put in the smaller tentacles. There's the little one there. And of course, we still have that gargoyle-looking bat head and the huge, large hand. So, wow, man, base really came together. Let's go ahead and put his hands in there. So left hand pointing down, right hand with the power ring pointing upwards. Let's get that Green Lantern Corps emblem. It's kind of looking like it's 3D, like I said, in front of the bat emblem on his chest. And then we'll mess around with the portrait. So here's that regular humanoid looking portrait. Kind of has bug eyes with whatever type of visor that is. All right, but let's switch that out really quick and use my personal favorite, the zombified look. Man, that looks awesome. He looks mean and menacing. And now we're gonna mess around with those little tube pieces. So I already put this one on the side. There are 2 holes on the shoulder, 1 on the back of the head. Putting the back piece in now. Now we can get those silver and green tubes to go from that back piece to another hole on the side of the head. And you can bend these things around. They're not fragile at all. All right, and then we'll put the final piece there, and it looks like a lot more work than it really is, and it's worth it for that detail that you get when he's all assembled. So before we get into the full review, this video is brought to you by Ninja Funk. Help save the universe from bad music by telling your LCS to order Whatnot Publishing's first book, coming out on November 2nd. Big shout out to JPG from THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com and Street Level Hero. I think this is the opposite of exclusive or bust. The exclusive retails $1,355 and comes with this portrait. You could save $50 and spend $13.05 to get the collector's edition with the zombified portrait, which is really all you need. I feel like Prime 1 could have sold way more exclusives had they done it the other way around, or maybe they did the right thing for collectors and everybody gets a shot at that zombie portrait. Now this guy is super tall. He's just about 35 inches tall. The width is about 17 inches and the depth is about 18, and it weighs about 46 pounds. But this thing is impressive. I feel like Prime 1 has used this line as an excuse to give comic book characters the anime treatment when it comes to the translucency. We saw that with Red Death. He had that big translucent whoosh, and now with this guy with the base, but it makes sense. I mean, it's the Green Lantern power of will conjuring all these beasts and evil creatures, since this is an evil version of Bruce Wayne who got the power ring, like I explained in the beginning. We already looked at the base close up, but now you can see it with all of those other pieces attached to it, from the bat to this tremor looking monster to the hand, all those tentacles. Looks amazing. And then Bruce Wayne from Earth 32, the DawnBreaker, looks powerful and confident in the middle of them, looking like he's floating with that one leg lifted up. We saw the body up close. The texturing is immaculate in the black part here, and it really helps a part that would otherwise be kind of boring on his costume really pop and really look realistic. Up to that green metallic armor on his chest, I think that looks amazing. Again, that 3D effect of the Green Lantern Corps emblem in front of the bat emblem. Those tubes and wires, I thought I was going to complain a little bit more, because you do have to remove them from the side of his head to switch the portraits. First of all, I don't think I'm ever going to be switching the portrait, but it actually was pretty easy to just remove those 2 pieces and plug them right back in. So happy to add this to the collection. The Dark Nights Metal collection is coming together ever so nicely. Can't wait for Devastator. Can't wait for all the rest of the pieces to come in. Let me know what you guys think about DawnBreaker in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Stay minty fresh, and I'll leave you with the DawnBreaker spinning on the turntable. Peace.
Bye.